Welcome to EIU Conversation. I'm Jack Neal, and this show we're going to talk a little bit about some of the new spaces, new places, and new buildings here on the campus of Eastern. And joining us to sort of give us a guided tour, if you will, is Dr. William Perry. Welcome to EIU Conversation.
Well, thank you, Jack. It's always a pleasure to get with you for an EIU Conversation. And as you said, there's some new spaces on campus, new places on campus, and it'll be great to get around the campus and talk about those.
And now we're in one of the places that's going to get real busy as we finally head into spring here.
Right.
We're in the new building and grounds area?
Yes. Well, before we had an area that just wasn't adequate to the purpose for our buildings and grounds folks, who, by the way, do a great job on the 300 plus acres on campus.
There's a lot here to deal with.
There is a lot, and we've got great people who work on the campus, keep it looking great. But the old space just wasn't adequate. For example, to repair machinery, they had to do that outside. And you wouldn't be wanting to do that in this winter we had this year.
No, this last winter is not a time to be working outside on machinery.
So we pulled funds together from here and there over a number of years, and then we're able to build this facility, which is a very nice, it's a large facility. We're able to store equipment in here, able to work on equipment here, and it's just really been a plus for us and a plus for our folks who work so hard to keep our buildings and grounds looking A1.
How big a campus are we talking? I think all of us in the area sort of wander through, but I think sometimes we're amazed how much there is to take care of here.
Well, that's true. You know, the central part of the campus, which feels nice and small, you've got that great feel of a small campus, which is what we like, because we do have the small classes, professors in all the classes and so forth. But there are athletic fields, there are recreational fields for the students for intramurals and so forth. It's 320 acres altogether, and that's a lot to take care of. And when you look at some of the details, you look at our annual planting beds and our perennial planting beds, that's over altogether over 10 acres for that. You look at over 4,000 trees and you figure, you know, the average span of a tree, and you calculate the area of shade that generates, that's like 30 acres. So, and you know, we are a tree campus, designated a tree campus by the National Arbor Day Foundation. So everyone has done a wonderful work on a good-sized campus to make it a great learning environment, a great place to be.
Now, how long has this building been open here again, since November?
This building's been open, yes, about half a year. We had a little get-together here with our folks in grounds, had a cake, and celebrated new space. You know, it's great. It improves the working environment for our grounds maintenance people, I
want to talk a little bit about Whiteside Gardens. That's going to be a sort of a new addition here in some ways. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, east of town is where Professor Whiteside built a house and has lived for all these years. He was with the university for many, many years, starting in the 60s. Had a great career here. Out of his home, as many people in the community know, he developed little micro environments. There are species of plants growing out there that don't grow anywhere close to here. Maybe the nearest place would be Virginia, for example, that kind of thing. So Professor Whiteside, in thinking about the future and the great value of the gardens to us for our teaching and research in botany, has made a gift of that in the future, a planned gift to come to the university, and that's going to be great for education and so forth, but it's also a great community resource. As you know now, the Art Walk and the Garden Ramble are events that are held out there, always wonderful, and so we'll continue to use it in that way as well. It'll be a real centerpiece of the sort of array of things that will draw people to the community for tourism, and for people who live here, another opportunity for them to just enjoy natural beauty.
Another melding of the community and the campus.
Right, exactly.
Well, we have a lot more to talk about, a lot more to show the viewers, so I think now is a good time to maybe head across campus?
Sure, let's go over to the other side of campus and we'll look at our Center for Clean Energy Research and Education.
Sounds good. Let's go for a walk.
All right, here we go.
All right, well, we've gone across campus. Basically, you traveled from one end of Eastern to the other, and we're at the Center for Energy Research and Education.
Center for Clean Energy Research and Education. Right.
brand new building.
Right.
What's going to be going on here?
Well, a lot of great things are going to be going on here. One is there's going to be a great connection with the community, more than one great connection with the community. For example, just outside this room, and we'll talk more about this room in a moment, is a large area where we can put exhibits about clean energy, sustainability, the environment, and it'll be a great place for field trips, for school children and young adults from schools to come by and see what we're doing, learn a little bit about the environment. Of course, this building is on the part of our campus where we have, just to the west of us, plantings of sustainable species that are related to energy through biomass gasification. And then also our Renewable Energy Center, which is our new steam plant for the university, which has capabilities in both natural gas as well as wood chip gasification. So where this is set is a part of our campus that's dedicated to energy, and a signature that we've developed at Eastern in biomass gasification. We have about 50 or 60 faculty in our Center for Clean Energy Research and Education, and so this is a realization of a dream of space that can support that. It's not quite complete yet. We have finished phase one. There will be a phase two, but this is a really good time to talk about what we're doing here.
What does this open up for students at Eastern? What's going to be happening for them that hasn't really been something we could deal with before?
Well, for our students, we'll have better space for our research scale biomass gasifier. And also, we'll have a laboratory here which is built specifically for the basic science and applied science surrounding biomass gasification. So that's what's really good for our students. For the community, the room we're in right now is the Idea Incubator.
And there's nothing in this room. This is truly a whiteboard, if you will.
It is. It's totally open space, but it's got a lot of infrastructure. As we noticed when we came in, we've got utility feeds in the floor. We've got utility feeds all around the baseboards. And we've kept it open like this so there wouldn't be anything here to confine the idea. The idea should drive the way the space is used. This space was made available. We were able to put it in the project because of a grant from the Charleston Area Charitable Foundation. So individuals in the Charleston area will have an opportunity to use this space to develop ideas related to clean energy. What those ideas will be, of course, we don't know. But a person could get their start here, could test some of their ideas perhaps in the lab next door, and if it grows to the stage where it would be ready for a business incubator or a larger space, then a space somewhere in the community or the area here would be found by the person developing the idea.
So again, you're really talking a situation where the community and the university working together
Absolutely.
for the betterment of both and for the citizen.
Well, that's right, because I think in the long term, such an effort as this can lead to ideas that will enhance our economy and, of course, benefit our environment in the short and long term.
Well, you mentioned we've pretty much completed phase one. What's phase two here?
Well, phase two is to put in all the laboratory equipment and the casework, and we're thinking about how to do that in such a way that, again, it doesn't limit ourselves, that it'll be flexible so that we can change as the science changes. And so that's going to be very positive for our faculty and students as they continue their work in the whole area of clean energy.
And again, how will this building and what goes on here interact with the Center for Renewable Energy just next door?
Well, our vision is that if a person wanted to, they could use the ground just to the west here to grow a species of some sort. Then they could come in here and test them, and then if it really proved out, we would see if it could be scaled up to a commercial scale gasification. So it would be kind of a one-stop shop, if you will, for someone who had an idea about generating clean energy with some sort of renewable species. I think one of the important things about that is that in our area here, of course, we've got a lot of great land, and it's in corn and soybeans, and we don't want to displace that. But what we do want to know is, are there species that could grow here that you could plant on land that's not currently producing income, and produce some income for someone, and at the same time develop a species that we could perhaps mix with wood chips, for gasification here, or as the concept proves up, there are other biomass gasification facilities around the country, and there could be an impact there. So the cooperation with the community also could lead to some economic benefits and a local economy, if you will, in biomass gasification, clean energy.
Have we gotten interest yet on the part of others interested in becoming a part of this activity?
Yes, well, we've had some grant support from the National Science Foundation that especially supports relationships with the schools, development of curriculum in clean energy. We've also been working with some granting agencies and private companies in terms of the way our capability, our research capability, could have an impact in sort of industrial processes or other kinds of ways that clean energy could be of benefit. And we've had people come to tour the Renewable Energy Center next door, and I'm certain that when this facility is finished, we'll have similar kinds of tours and interest for that.
I'm sure. Well, I think it's time to continue our tour. We're going now to one of the oldest places on campus, one of the oldest buildings, and some of the newest things going on. So
that's right.
Head back into campus.
Yeah, we'll go over to Pem Hall, right there on the quad where our new Honors College offices are. And I think you'll like what we've done to what was an old gym at one time.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thanks, Jack.
Sure. Well, we've come a little bit back across campus in our tour today, and we've come to a building that's been here a long time and has a lot of history to it. Let's talk a little bit about that before we talk where we're at now and what's going on in this place.
Well, some of our alumni, if they're watching the program here, will remember this as the Cracker Box Gym.
Right.
Because it's pretty small. And I know before we renovated this for the Honors College, I looked at the old basketball court down there, and I'll tell you, Jack, you and I could have kept up with the fast break on that court.
There was hope.
Yeah, the free throw circles actually intersected the center circle.
Wow.
Yeah, but it did serve as Eastern's gym for many, many years until McAfee was built, and that provided a larger facility. This was still used for other events and PE and things like that. Up until about 1969, when textbook rental was put in here. It was multiple levels. There was a basement, then the first floor, and then what we're on, the second floor. Oh, this is a rebuilt second floor. And ultimately, we decided we needed to have the textbook rental center be in a different place, all be on one level and so forth. The students voted for a fee increase, a very small fee increase, but just enough for us to build a new textbook rental center over on the east side of campus. And so this space became available. Now, the Honors College had been in Booth House just across the street over here. Having new space facing right out here on the quad.
It's a great view from here.
It's beautiful. Having the Honors College on the quad is great symbolic importance. It shows that we're making a commitment to the Honors College. It's important to us because this is the way we attract really top-notch students. All of our students, of course, are wonderful students, but there's some we especially want to attract with Honors College. Honors College provides a lot for us in many ways. One of those is in undergraduate research, where we've established a leadership position as well. I know you've probably noticed rafters up here.
Indeed. This is something, again, it takes us back to the early years, the original use of the building.
And I think it's great when architecturally design can keep old features. It links you to the past while you clearly see the future that we're creating.
And there's a lot of that on the campus of Eastern. We've done a very good job, I think, of really holding on to the best of the past while growing for the future.
That's right. You know, part of growing up in the Midwest is, you know, you use it up, you wear it out. And we've done a really great job of taking care of our facilities. And I think that's very, very important message to send to our citizenry and to Springfield, the legislators, about our stewardship of our resources.
Let's talk a little bit more about the Honors College. Again, a very beautiful facility here and something I know that you're very proud of. And you got started a little bit with some of the advantages, but this is really a very important part of Eastern, is it not? Having the
Yes.
Honors College and really being able to attract that level of students.
Well, it is, and Herb Lasky, professor of history, was sort of a prime mover of this about over 25 years ago. We celebrated the 25th anniversary not long ago. And to be competitive for top students nowadays, you have to have some special programs, and many universities do have honors programs. So that's why we started it and why we've continued to develop it. We've had first-rate deans of the Honors College from the very beginning with Herb Lasky, and then Bonnie Irwin, John Stymick, and now Dean Richard England. And they do great things to bring value-added, a margin of excellence in the EIU education for our honors students. And each year we have 20 students a year who are presidential scholars, but there are more students than that who are involved in honors college, departmental honors college, departmental honors programs, as well as the university-wide honors college program.
Looking forward, where is that going to be growing? What kind of changes are as you see down, or do you see rather down the road?
Well, I think we're always going to have that one-to-one connection between professors and students here all across the campus.
And that's a big deal. That's not everywhere.
No, it's not. And especially at public universities, it's hard to find a place where almost all your classes are taught by faculty like they are here. But the dean of the Honors College develops special programs for the students in the Honors College. For example, he has gatherings at his home. The students debate certain topics of timely interest. I've attended one of those, and it's really great to see the students stating their positions. You can see them develop before your eyes in terms of learning from each other in that whole process. So the dean is instrumental in all that. I think one of the things that an honors college dean can do is, as the students come to us in an environment that uses a lot of technology and everything, how do you meld technology with that traditional liberal arts honors experience to make it exciting and engaging, but to have the depth, at the same time to have that depth of learning that we want here, the learning, the critical thinking.
So you're really bringing essentially the other parts of our interview today of the various tour we've had, those various locations. You're bringing all this together.
Well, I'm certain that we have honors college students. Well, I know we have honors college students who are in our majors in biology and chemistry and other areas that are associated with environmental issues, societal issues, and energy is one of those. So I know there are going to be honors students engaged over there in the laboratory in the Renewable Energy Center, just as they are now in the Central Campus.
Is Eastern really becoming known for that niche, if you will, of again looking at renewable energy, and that kind of thing is becoming very important for us?
If you look around Illinois, the different campuses have niches in terms of energy. It may be wind, it may be solar. I think UI Chicago for solar, Illinois State for wind. But we're carving out a niche for ourselves in terms of the biomass gasification.
And I would assume that is really looking forward. That is higher education of the future.
Well, I believe it is, because energy is really key to our economic future, to the future of our society, and the quality of life. Those things are incredibly important. And we're glad to be a part of an overall system that's paying attention to those issues. And we're particularly proud that we've carved out this niche. We focused on it. I think nowadays, if you pick an area in energy to work on, you need to be fairly narrow, unless you're, 80 to 100,000 student university. Pick that emphasis and stick with it, and really move forward in that area. Put your energy there, so to speak.
There you go, absolutely. We've got one more stop on our tour of some of the new places and new spaces here on Eastern. We're going to do one more quick walk, then you and I are going to sit down and talk a little bit about what this all means and what it means for, again, for the student and for the community here that we all are a part of.
Right.
All right, Dr. Perry, we've had a chance to sort of tour the campus, and now we're sitting down. and we even have some refreshment here. Where are we?
Well, we're in the cafe, and this is a new space, a new learning space here.
This is brand new this semester?
It is. It's in Clem Hall. You know, our Family and Consumer Sciences department has people involved, students involved in hospitality and dietetics and other fashion and other areas of study that are really important to our economy, and our students do really well at getting out and getting jobs in these areas. For a long time, there's been Pantera dining on campus.
Right.
And the students prepare the menus, they prepare the food, they manage the house, so to speak. And people from all over the community and the area come to that for dinners. What we found is that it got more and more popular. We needed overflow space. Well, at first, this general space here was overflow, but what we realized, there was a great opportunity for our students to get hands-on experience in more of a coffee shop type of environment. So that's why this was designed the way it was. And it's open every day from 8:30 to 11. It's staffed by the students. They cook, this biscotti here was cooked right here. I'm having a hard time resisting.
Yeah, I know. It's tough to be talking
and my mother taught me, don't talk with your mouth full.
Midwestern values.
Good Midwestern values. So at any rate, this is another great opportunity for integrative learning, for our students to take what they're learning in the classroom about dietetics, hospitality management, and so forth, in an environment like this, like Pantera. But students in our other majors have similar opportunities. Our students in communication disorders and sciences get to work and help in the speech and hearing clinic. Our School of Business, their motto is from college to career. We believe that, yes, what you learn here academically is important, but just as important could be internships, hands-on experience, and some of those internships benefit the local area. We've had students with internships with the city, for example, Parks and Recreation, GIS, mapping the city so that they have a better idea where the utilities are and how to manage all that. So, yes, our students here get a great general education, a great liberal arts core in their education, but they also get a major that enables them to step out and be fully engaged citizens, not only in terms of their major, but also in terms of things like community service. We have a great community service program here at Eastern. So,
well, there really is more than meets the eye in some ways in this facility and facilities like it on campus, in that it seems to be more than just somebody coming in and doing a job. I mean, obviously you're learning what you need to learn for a career that's going to last you through your entire lifetime, are you not?
No, that's right. And so, as I was saying to you earlier when we got here, that kitchen over there when I first got here was a 1970s vintage, essentially residential type kitchen. And now it's been upgraded. You saw lots of stainless steel in there.
It's amazing.
Commercial grade kitchen. And that's happened because Jim Pater, our faculty member in this program, has invested in it. We've invested in it in the university. And we do it for one reason, and it's for the students. So they'll have a great educational experience here, so that when they go out and look for jobs and embark on their careers, they're already they've got a great foundation, and they're ready to take the next steps.
How has this all come about? It seems like there are more partnerships, if you will. I mean, we have faculty involved, obviously administration is involved. A lot of these have come about in rather odd sorts of ways, but have really grown to be very important.
One of the great advantages we have at Eastern is our size. We're not too big. And so we're able to talk with each other, and we're able to find these opportunities, and we're able to develop many of them. Also, the spirit at Eastern always has been this. You come to Eastern, you got a great opportunity. You get an excellent education, personal relationships with the faculty, and from here you can do anything, go anywhere you want, and be successful. And you look at our alumni and the success they've had in all areas of human endeavor. It's a great record.
Looking forward, what other directions do you see this kind of approach going on campus?
Well, we have a signature in undergraduate research. This year for the National Conference on Undergraduate Research, we have more students presenting than any other Illinois university. But we're not satisfied with that. Our students also present at professional meetings. But we're bringing in some people from the Council on Undergraduate Research to work with us in terms of how do we take this to the next level organizationally, support-wise. You know, Eastern for many years has been in the top 5% in the country among master's universities who supply students for PhD programs. That's because of all the critical thinking that students learn here, and that's due to the great work of the faculty. I think another reason that, well, that's a place we're going to be pushing ahead that's very, very important for us. I think back to your question about how these things happen here, I've talked with many faculty when they've come here, new faculty, and I've said, you know, why did you choose Eastern? And it's because they love to teach, they love their discipline, and they develop that, but they get to work with students in small classes, they get to work with students in the labs. They just love the environment here. And that fosters this kind of interconnection between faculty and students.
As we've seen on our tour today, it's been a very busy winter in the last year or so here. In our last minute or so, what's upcoming in the next few months here at Eastern?
Well, of course, we've got commencement.
Absolutely.
The second happiest day in the year. Moving day is the happiest, perhaps. Some people would flip it around the other way. Clearly that, you know, we're going to continue to develop our infrastructure, our physical plant. Obviously, we're working with Springfield to have our state funding be stable so that we can plan on it. We're undergoing program analysis right now. We're looking at all the programs in the university. We're looking for ways to be more efficient with our budgets, and we're looking for ways to find resources to devote to those areas where we can generate more enrollment and sustainable enrollment, to continue to build the quality of what we do. Eastern has always been an institution of excellence and access and affordability. We want to keep it that way. That's why we didn't raise tuition for next year. We didn't raise fees. We didn't raise room and board. We're committed to affordability, we're committed to access, and we're committed to excellence. And we think those three things add up to a great university, always has been, always will be, and a university that cares about the community. That's where the community service comes in, and some of the connections that we've talked about today.
Indeed. Well, thank you for spending some time with us, showing us around campus. Been a lot going on, obviously, and a lot more happening. And we'll be back to talk a little bit in the future months as well.
Right. I'm looking forward to getting together next fall, and maybe we'll get around, be able to be outdoors and see some of that fall color.
Some better weather after a long, cold winter. Thank you, and thank you for joining us as well for EIU Conversation. We'll be back again a little later on this season.